Starting something new is never gonna be easy, and most people won't see any success for a long time in the beginning, and sadly enough, I'm not an exception. You see, I started uploading long-form videos to this channel here in 2024 because I really wanted to start doing some more fun work where I choose how, when or where I work, as well as I wanted to get a bit of a side income for when I didn't have as many jobs lined up. Because it can be a bit risky and unstable income-wise when you're running your own business. Here's my 5 reasons for why I think you should also consider starting a YouTube channel here in 2024. I've been doing short-form content for the last 4 years on my Danish channels and not as seriously for the last 2 years on my international channel here, just Instagram or TikTok. And to be completely honest, I'm gradually becoming more and more tired of creating that type of content. And I think there's a few reasons for that. First of all is that you don't always get all the facts with short-form content, because everything has to be condensed down into a much smaller package. So even though I might have more to say about a certain topic, it's often not physically possible to get that into the video. So I would have to make 2 videos instead of 1, if not even more. Yes, it's possible to upload much longer videos to something like TikTok today, but since I want to post every video to both TikTok, Instagram, as well as YouTube Shorts, then you kinda need to keep the videos within the 60-second mark. Otherwise you can't post it on all the different platforms since they have different time duration limits, which sometimes suck. The second thing is that it isn't as personal as something like long-form YouTube videos. I really think that most people watch certain creators simply because of their personality, creativity and story. And I think this is mostly due to the fact that all of us probably feels lonely a lot of the time when we're in a room by ourselves. And then it kinda feels like having a friend to talk to when watching a longer video. Short form also seems more like something that's done when we have nothing to do for 5 minutes, from my experience. And I'm actually a perfect example of someone who just downloads short form videos with tips and tricks all the time, but never actually revisits those same videos again. Whereas if I'm watching a YouTube video, I'm way more likely to do something about a specific issue I'm having. So if I'm watching a tutorial, I'm more likely to actually perform what the tutorial is teaching me, as an example. By creating a YouTube video, you also know that even though it might do really bad at the start, it still has the possibility to be seen by a lot of people down the line, simply because it'll keep getting views even years in the future. Whereas a short form video is almost dead after about a week. It might seem like I'm only saying that short form videos are bad, but that's not the case, because it has been a great way for me to start creating content, and I actually didn't want it any other way. Because the good thing about short form content is that it usually doesn't take as much time to create a video, whereas it can easily take up to 4 or even 5 times as much time to create a YouTube video. So with short form content you can way faster test the concept, practice talking to the camera, learn editing and so on. And you will then most likely also see better results much faster, plus you'll most likely also become better at creating good videos much faster. So short form content is by no means dead, and it's a great way to start. I just believe that you both give and get more value from consuming and creating long form YouTube videos. Before I started creating content, I used to be horrible at presentations. I used to completely black out. So I kinda forgot everything I had to say, and I also acted as a nervous wreck. Since I started creating content for social media, I at first had to remember lines on a script, so I had to practice often, and a lot of practice will make you better at acting more natural on camera. It'll also in time make it easier to remember lines that are a lot longer, but what it won't do is make it easier to speak off the hip, which is why I'll always encourage you to practice both. So find some sort of format where you can do both when making videos. This will really improve your presentation abilities, believe me. Been there, done that. But when that's said, all short form videos I create where I talk directly to the camera are still done 100% with a script, since it often has to be fast and to the point straight away. Plus, it makes it easier to get everything to look or feel the way I want it to. So finding some sort of middle ground between talking off the hip and talking from a script is, in my opinion, the best way to go about it. And it's actually also the way I'm doing this video right now. A few years ago, when I took my bachelor's degree, I actually started to notice that presentations were becoming way easier and more joyful for me. Presentations had always been a big pain point for me, and since I've gotten way better at it now, I kinda started to love having to present a project or a discovery and was almost looking forward to it. So this goes to show that the saying, "there's a thin line between love and hate," really is true. Now I'm kinda looking forward to one day being able to teach a live seminar of some sort, but we'll see what the future brings. One thing I've done rather badly throughout my time on the internet is that I've looked way too much into the analytics, especially when I first started out. I understand that you want to improve your content, but obsessing over whether a video does well or not really doesn't help you at all. So if you have to take one advice away from this video, then it would be create what's fun for you to make and try not to be obsessed about the statistics. What I actually think will happen if you become obsessed with the analytics are that you'll start to copy Mr. Beast. And to be honest, there's enough Mr. Beast copycats already. So you'll just be called out for it and actually not really get that many actual fans from the art piece you're creating. That's what I think would happen, but I'm not sure. I haven't done it. I truly believe the best thing you can do in the beginning is simply to just try out a lot of different concepts and styles. And once you find your special sauce, lean 100% into it and just improve and make changes little by little. My channels are within the tech, photo and video niche, so I also won't ever create content that have mass appeal. So sometimes you also gotta realize that a super high click-through rate and watch time probably won't ever happen. Which is also one of the reasons it really won't ever help to constantly think, how can I improve this? Because sometimes it simply ain't possible. And sometimes you shouldn't improve it, because it'll simply destroy your style. As an example, B-roll sequences where there's no speak often tends to do horrible. But it's a stylistic choice, and I actually think a lot of videos would be quite boring without that sequence. So making the content you create fun is actually the best advice I can give you in this video. Back in January, I actually uploaded my first long-form video to this channel right here, and little did I know that this was actually going to put me on some brand's radar. Because even though my channel only has a little bit over 500 subscribers as I'm recording this video, brands have actually started to notice my content, and some even wants to sponsor videos. And this is totally crazy to me, since I actually first expected that to happen whenever my channel had like 100,000 subscribers or something along those lines. So but I believe this has to do with the fact that the content I usually make is within the tech, photo and video space, which isn't as saturated as something like entertainment as an example. It should be told that I also have a Danish TikTok channel with 30,000 followers, where I only speak in my native language, Danish. Here I often do collaborations with brands such as Asus, DJI, Insta360, SteelSeries and so on. But it makes sense that brands would be interested in these channels, since that's a high percentage of tech-interested people when there's only 5.8 million people in the entire country. And probably only around 200,000 people that find tech, photo and video interesting. So it makes a lot more sense. But 30,000 subscribers globally wouldn't be the biggest amount in my opinion. So it's just about perspective. If you, like me, have started your own business not that long ago, then having collaborations with brands within the same niche as the one your business is in can't be perfect timing. Because this means that a lot of the stuff you need to do your job, brands will actually send to you. And you therefore don't need to go ahead and buy it yourself, which can be great when the money is tight in the beginning. So, though the brand deals might not be super well paid in the beginning, sometimes the actual product they want promoted can be a great way to help your own business. And this is something that wouldn't have happened at all if you didn't start uploading videos. Sometimes it can feel like you've put a lot of time and effort into something that completely flops, especially when you're first starting out. But the thing is that I've seen so many people succeed over the years, so I also know that it only takes one video to pop off for it to completely change your life. YouTube also seems to work great when one video starts to work well, since I've seen a few people have a single video go crazy, but then suddenly all of the other videos the creator had made beforehand also started to go crazy as well. Simply because people either were recommended another video by the creator or because they visited their page. So the work you put into the videos might actually never be a waste of time and can potentially even become better than the initial video that popped off. Just something to note. I really hope this video gave you some tiny inspiration to actually start your own YouTube channel today. Because even though YouTube has been out for a long time by now, it's by no means a dying platform at all. I also truly believe that just creating something on the platform will benefit you in some shape in the future, no matter who you are and what you're interested in. So if you have been skeptical about starting a YouTube channel, I only have one thing to say: just start. If this helped you in the slightest at all, then I'd appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe to the channel down below. Yeah. See you in the next one. I'm out.